a billfold, so swole that I can't get the shit closed. So I money fold and rubber band wrap.
Oh, we're on, Rip. We're on. Get that thing queued up. Get that thing stopped. Microphone should be on. Check.
Oh.
Is this thing on? Where's your mic at, Rip?
Over here. This thing is now on.
It's on.
I'm over here.
Anybody here? So we don't have anybody on here hardly. I mean, concrete time at Thursday at 3, just like every week.
Every Friday at noon, except for this Thursday where it's at 3 o'clock.
Every Thursday at 3. We never miss a Thursday at 3.
I had to fight the traffic jam coming here.
Can anybody hear us?
Buckshot Kid is
this thing on?
Is this thing on? Okay.
Audio. Let me check the audio. Check. Scarlett. Check. Speaker. Check. Is this thing on? Check.
I think. I had my $5.
Clayton in the house. You said you had to work today, Clayton. You said you weren't going to be on here today. I saw your comment on the YouTube post.
He said, "Hey guys."
He's a liar. He's in. He said he had to work. He said he couldn't be here.
He might have took his work home with him. He might have been working on some woman.
He might just be a liar.
Oh, liar, pants on fire.
Get in here, Rip. You keep getting in that. All right, I'll move over now. Scoot
a while
over
ago, I scooted over and you said,
know,
I hit your arm or something.
You were smashed me. Did the thing go down? You look like you're back down again, like where you're barely up here.
Well, excuse me.
Look how I'm sitting.
You're 6'6".
Look at us.
Oh, I'm doing
every time I edit. I gotta edit everything. And you're
my back hurts.
This is how you are every time I gotta edit something. Like this is where your head is, and then I gotta put a piece together like this of you down here in the corner. It's awesome.
Okay, it's awesome. All right.
Hey, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, hey, it's a call from the United States. Yeah, I'll call you right back.
Clayton said I quit my job to be on here. Awesome. Cheers.
We'll go for that then.
Big Al Robinson in the house.
He's saying gentlemen. He said gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
He said he'd use that term loosely. He did.
I don't know if you remember last Friday, Rip.
I can't remember any day.
We were on the road to Chuckey, Tennessee, and we had 9,000 people on here. We had questions, just boom, one right after the other. I couldn't even keep up with them. We had so many questions on here.
Oh, that's when it was going through the mountains, and we'd lose the internet, and the questions would say 2 words, and it would stop. Or
they would just leave the screen, and I couldn't get to all of them. We've never had that many questions during the show.
We were on fire.
Today, here we are. I can read everything in the chat just fine
from both of them. Today,
we'll have like no questions.
Well, you got to have questions.
We don't have to.
I guess you don't have to.
Not if nobody's on here. We don't. How's it going, Rip?
This is the greatest. What's today? Thursday?
Today is Thursday.
This is the greatest Thursday I've had today.
You should tell them about the bear almost.
The what?
Running us over. Oh, you were half
awesome.
asleep.
I didn't see it though. All of a sudden, I look up and you're panicking because a bear ran out in the middle of the road.
Yeah. Coming back from Chuckey, Tennessee, me, Rip Rogers, Dylan Bostic, in the hills of Tennessee, on the highway, pitch black out, a big black bear came walking across,
just like in the movies,
the highway. It was unbelievable. Swerved. Good thing I was paying attention. Swerved, missed it. Could have been the death of all 3 of us right there in the hills. That bear would have eaten us all up. Nobody would have ever saw us, found us.
He'd have probably he'd probably stole your hat and put it on backwards.
Or yeah, right. Nobody would have known what would have happened. It would have been awesome.
You know, all the top stars were there. That's
BSK in the house. We hear you and see you just fine. How about some more reflection on exotic Adrian? We're going to get to him right here soon. Jason in the house. Did it have a picnic basket? No, it didn't. It almost had us as the picnic basket. So yeah, Adrian Street passed away, Rip. Some bad news. What was that? Just how many days ago was that?
Must have been about a week ago, or
I think it was after our trip, which was Friday.
Okay. What's the
day? Like
Thursday,
3 days.
Something like that. But who knows if that thing was on the nose or if it was delayed a couple days or whatever. Sometimes they do that.
Looks like our internet connection is unstable.
The internet connection's unstable. Yeah, but we got a score here.
That's from Clayton. $5 from Clayton. Are we breaking up right now? Somebody put in the chat. Are we all staticky and breaking up right now? Or can you still hear us all right?
We got a drum roll. Dot that drum.
Somebody,
drum
anybody.
roll.
Remember, there's a
Anybody.
delay before they see us.
Oh,
Did we, like 20 seconds ago, get all choppy and like our internet sucked? Somebody tell me. Clayton, thank you for the $5 donation. You're good. You're good. All right, we'll see.
Okay.
I'm still fighting the internet company. So yeah, sad to announce, or not to announce, but talk about the passing of Adrian Street, the exotic Adrian Street. Don't know if you guys have seen it or not. It's on our YouTube channel. Rip on his own put out a video just on Twitter. Heartfelt, heartwarming little promo on Twitter. I took it without even Rip's knowledge or permission. So I hope you don't care, but I took it and threw some video to it and then put it on our YouTube channel. I did have to cut some of it off, Rip, only because I can only do a minute. So I wasn't trying to cut anything out. I just had to.
I just cut something. It was one take. Then it but it was 50 seconds. So they trimmed some off it the first time or whatever. And I think I had to do another one. And then I did the same thing when I talked to the big promo for Dylan Hines.
Oh, you did one of those?
Yeah, for the show this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Well, let's stay on Adrian real quick.
Okay, I get confused.
Then we'll get to Dylan Hines.
Well, it was it's not funny, but like I was reaching out to Adrian to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the bearer of ill tidings or something like that, the bad luck guy or something.
I don't think so, because we've had several on that have been healthy. Yeah, we were reaching out. We were in contact with Adrian Street to get him on the show. Really looking forward to it. I think it would have been awesome to have him on. Now, I watched James from WSI. He had a nice tribute, about 10 minutes or so. He went on live on YouTube because he was a big Adrian fan, because he's from, he's from over there and loved Adrian Street. He said he keeps, so he does a lot better job than me. He has like questions prepared for his interviews, and he keeps all of them. So he's got like what's that called? Like a memoir. He's got a collection, whatever, of all these notes from all these interviews. And he said he still had like 2/3 of the questions remaining that he wanted to ask Adrian Street. So he had planned on having him back on. And,
it's like when you report, you got 122 questions to ask the guy, and you use 3.
Yeah,
we got 3, but then we got 3, and 2 of them are the same. Well, hell, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, and then we don't get to even those
two.
But so yeah, it would have been good. But I am glad to see the acknowledgement of Adrian Street. I didn't really know how. Well, now with video and YouTube and everything, you can see a lot of stuff. I didn't know how popular he actually was in the United States, but just seeing across the internet over the last few days, it looks like he was very popular.
Well, he's very good.
Yeah.
He was very good. He didn't take any shit. He could get booked anywhere. He wrestled. Hell, he'd been wrestling over 20 years before he came to the United States. He just wanted to come here and just to see it. Years ago in England, they would have the wrestlers, and they made this much money. Adrian dressed like a star. He dressed like a freak, dressed like somebody, and he was making like 10 times what the other guys were making because he was an attraction. It wasn't, even though he was the ultimate wrestler, it wasn't about wrestling. It was about entertaining the people. And he got that.
So when did Miss Linda come along? Was she always with him? Was she added later and they were married in real life? Correct?
As far as I know, that's the synopsis of it. Yeah.
Did he meet her in the wrestling business? Or
she was a girl wrestler before.
Oh, she was?
Yeah. So Adrian had been about everywhere. He made some kind of impression. If he was a heel, you hated him. If he was a baby face, you loved him. So it don't get any better than that, does it?
It don't. How did it happen, though? I think it's still weird. How did it happen to where he was presumed, let's just say, maybe gay, possibly? That then he brought in, had a female with him.
Mm-hmm.
Did that kind of throw a wrench into things? It seemed
nobody ever said, like on an interview or anything, when you could say that stuff.
Yeah.
And they would imply it, and I would tell the people that he was, you know what?
Yeah.
And then they'd yell, "No, you are."
Yeah.
And he'd just laugh and goose me and kiss me and whatever, right? So
I remember seeing an old video of you throwing a big clothesline to Miss Linda. Do you feel bad about that now?
Sort of.
Sort of.
I was thinking about it, but it was such a good one.
Yeah.
And then she had that.
took her head
She
off.
had to have the neck brace, and I had the loaded purse with $2 and 4 rolls of pennies in it.
Did Adrian say anything about that?
Oh no, he said, you don't have to worry about me in the ring. Linda's one that's going to beat your ass eventually.
I mean,
He goes, I'm scared to death of her.
So he didn't care. She could handle the clothesline then.
Oh yeah, she could handle. No, she was tough. And when Adrian was a heel and the marks would jump on him, he says, well, they're the one that's going to have to mess with Linda. Linda's the tough one of the two. I never seen her back down.
That's awesome. RIP Adrian Street. Go to our channel. We have, I think, 2 matches with Rip and him. We got a couple things with promos with them. Just go to our channel and go to the little search bar. Type in Adrian Street. I think we have 4 or 5 videos that come up. We're getting such a big catalog. I think they call it Rip on our channel. We've got so much stuff on here that I don't think any of these new listeners have a clue. I mean, we got the Adrian Street matches. We got other old matches with you and Ben Wall. We got you and Austin Idol. We got all our interviews. Mickey James, Gail Kim, Deanna Purrazzo, Killer Cross. I mean, the list goes on and on of all the top stars that have been on this channel. They're still out there. Go find them. Watch our old shit. Get those numbers up, baby.
It don't get any better than that.
It don't get no better than that. I mean,
Hey,
we got some good stuff on this channel.
I was just thinking about Dave Meltzer reported about Adrian's feud with some of the guys in for Ron Fuller and Continental. But like Adrian said, the greatest feud he ever had in the United States was with me. So,
did Meltzer mention you? I didn't.
No, he didn't mention it.
Are you serious?
But I worked with Adrian for 6 months.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Who did he mention?
Wendell Cooley. I'm trying to think who else. Maybe Austin Idol.
These feuds with Adrian.
Yeah, there was like 4 feuds with him. But Adrian said, Ron Fuller said, hey, can you come in for TV? I said, yeah. He said, I want to try something. He tried it the first night. We tried it the first night, and he said, oh, they're hooked right away. And everybody that hated Adrian Street, all of a sudden they loved him because they all hated me.
That's awesome. So did Meltzer tweet this out, or where was this at?
It was on some fan mentioned it.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if it was his show, his newsletter, or whatever, because I don't.
He should know better than that.
I don't follow.
Are you still
him.
boys with Chico Alvarez? I mean, you should give him the Iggy and let him.
No, I reached out to him on an old number I had. I tried to get him. I wanted to get him on a podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he kayfabed me, or he never answered, or he don't have the same number, or whatever it is.
Chico.
Really?
Well, that would have been cool. Maybe we still get in touch with him. Steve Geldert says, we love Rip and Von Lilas up here in Alberta, baby. All right. We're worldwide. Rip.
You know what? Do you know what Alberta is?
It's in Canada.
Yeah. What is it?
It's a state.
Well, they don't have states, but a little
province.
There we go. It's a province. It's where Calgary's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calgary,
Alberta, Canada.
I think that's where APOC was from.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. He was my partner, Rip, so I know that. Every time I had to go out with him, they announced where he was from, so it stuck in my head.
Well, okay. So when they announced me from Hollywood, Florida, and or Hollywood, California, and if I was your partner, I really wouldn't be from Hollywood, California, would I? So
no.
he could say Calgary, but really he was from
he maybe
he could be from Stephen Little Bear, Alberta, or something like that. 8 miles outside.
Yeah. Daddy's watching this show.
It's like Ox Baker. He would say he's from Sedalia, Missouri. I said, no, you're from Coal Camp. That'd be like Bologna.
That's awesome. EBS. I am sorry for the loss of your friend Rip Clayton. That would have been awesome. Exotic Adrian on Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass in Green, baby. Thanks for being in Green, Frank.
Oh, Frank's over with us.
Hello, Ripper and Chopper. I love when people are in Green. You got to be a member. Come over to the channel, become a member of the channel. Got some cool videos up there. Kevin Wood, I think he might be new. I say everybody's new now, but I don't know. Hey, Rip, any memories of wrestling in Richmond, Virginia? Isn't that where Susio and
Susio's from
Long,
there.
James
Long from there. Package and badass
Billy Gunn. Timmy Baltimore?
No, Timmy Danger.
Timmy Danger.
Yeah, the legend, Timmy Danger. They're all from there. All them guys they all come into OVW
from Richmond, Virginia.
and they all become relevant. I remember working Richmond, Virginia, because I stayed over with Earl Hebner.
Oh yeah.
And I shared a room with him. This is when I was working for Ole, Championship Wrestling from Georgia, and they was using us. So me and Ole was in that night, and we came in, and I worked something in Richmond. I can't remember. I remember being there, and Earl Hebner was there. So
It's the greatest town you worked that night. Huh?
that night, whether it be Richmond, Kentucky, Richmond, Indiana, and now we're in Richmond, Virginia. Don't get any better than
All
that.
the top Richmonds.
A lot of Richmond.
Chris Sharp, James Long, Chris Silvio, Susio, all the top stars from Richmond. Jason Gray, hey guys, absolutely love your shows, Rip. I am from Kingsport. That's where somebody else is from. We were supposed to pick him up. Remember
Yeah.
for the show? We missed him. Got to see you a few times at the Johnson City Rec Center or Johnson City Rec. Thanks for your work. Peace, mother effers.
Every Tuesday night, 8:15.
8:15.
Garvin said they wanted 8:15. No, no, it used to be 8 o'clock Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday, it was 8:30 was what it was. So we ran, Garvin said, split the difference. Make it 8:15.
8:15.
So it was 8:15. That's the only town we ever ran at 8:15. Johnson City, Tennessee. Yeah.
Wow.
Every Tuesday night we was there. Every Monday at Marlowe's Country Palace in Pikeville, Kentucky. Every Tuesday.
Well, Jason Gray saw you wrestle there.
Well, Jason,
Welcome to the channel, Jason.
that was probably
Welcome to the show.
I was probably the greatest bleach blonde in my particular match on my team that night.
Steve says she worked at a pet store and met her there. He might be talking about Miss Linda. You ever remember Miss Linda working at a pet store?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't go into the pet stores that much. Maybe Adrian did. I could just see Adrian walking down the middle of the road with like a lion, and just him having it like a dog.
You could see that?
No, I can
really
just
did? Yeah.
no, I could just see him dressed up and everything.
Question from Travis Taylor. I really want you to answer this question. You'll probably kayfabe. You won't answer it. You'll say, "Oh, blah blah blah." I don't know anybody. I really want you to answer this question. If you were to start a major wrestling promotion, who would your top 3 picks? Who would your top 3 signees be?
You mean if it was anybody?
I would say he means that is active today.
Oh, well, that answered that right there, didn't it?
Come on, top 3.
I can't.
Put 3 people over.
No,
Come on, you can do
no,
it.
I can't do it.
All right, me, Dylan.
Oh, okay.
Actually, Dylan would be first. He's the golden child. Dylan would be the champion. Dylan Bostic would be the champion automatically for probably ever. And then who else would there be? Maybe me and Romer. that'd be your top 3.
That'd be the top 3, right?
There's your top 3. He's not going to answer. Okay, how about old timers top 3? Will you?
Oh, I'd have.
That's not like you who think is the best or your favorite, or who would be your top 3 ever just to start a promotion?
I'd have Brad Armstrong.
And
I'd build everything around him. Okay. I would shove him down your throat.
Okay.
And then after he gets over, he would be over forever. That was like his dad, Bob.
Okay.
They shoved bullet down your throat. You bought him, and then he was over his whole career.
There's one.
And then, okay, I probably had somebody like Chris Benoit.
Okay. Benoit.
But he would be a heel.
Okay.
He would be a heel, and I'd be his manager.
Oh, wow.
Because he always wanted to work like me.
Yeah.
And I said, you don't need to. But as he's getting older and be more of a heel, they don't want to see wrestling. They want to see shortcuts and bullshit and facials and emotion and being a no good son of a bitch. I'd teach him how to be a no good son of a bitch.
Okay, so those are 2 like wrestlers. Like,
yeah.
Give me one last guy because he said 3. Give me a gimmick guy. You got a gimmick guy that you'd throw in there.
Oh, a gimmick guy. I could say Orange Cassidy, but I'm not. If Orange was kicking back to me 10%, I would. We could make Tony Khan a wrestler. That would, well, I gonna say he could kick back to me too. I'm trying to accumulate as much money as.
You could even be like Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, Rip Rogers, Adrian Street, Eugene, Kamala. Just throwing out some gimmicks now.
Yeah, it's hard to go through this human computer in my head and figure out what you're working in and something like that. Let's go with 2 for now.
We'll go with 2.
Right. Yeah, we'll go with 2.
Street filled out them trunks.
Well, he always had the the wash rag down there rolled
Did
up.
he really?
See, I did that one time, and he pulled my pants down, and he pulled out the wash rag and showed everybody.
That is awesome.
That was awesome. I said, 80, I'm loaded tonight. He says, you got it in there? I said, yeah. So when the referee went to search the tights, he stuck his hand down there, which I sort of liked it when he stuck his hand down there. But he pulled it out and showed everybody the rolled up wash rag.
That is awesome. So did he really do it, or are you just saying he did it?
No, he did it.
You did it?
Yeah, and then because Linda was going around going, let me see the thing. She was showing everybody.
Right there's the camera.
Yeah, there it is. Ooh, it's about that big. Then Adrian was doing it too. So then I really got hot.
That's awesome.
Not hot sexually, but I was mad, upset.
Love watching the old matches. The OMG one-man game interview was my favorite, man. Kevin Wood, yeah. My favorite too. It was awesome. He was awesome. 3 hours. I put the whole interview out finally. So if you guys haven't seen the entire interview, put the whole thing out, 3 hours long. And that's still clipping out the off-camera stuff that I actually put on our membership page and 2 videos on the normal page. So really, we went over 3.5 hours.
That was a great interview.
Oh, he was so good.
CB handled it all, didn't he?
Oh.
Still as humble as he ever was. Still acting like he's about a 19-year-old kid, like when he was coming in. Just a great guy, a great worker, and was a wrestling superstar.
Yeah, you would never know it. By the way,
he acted
and acts and
no.
I'll tell you what, we've got more views on that, more comments on that. I really appreciate everybody out there liking, commenting all the comments. That really gets those videos pushed out. I mean, we're pushing 7,000-8,000 views on some of those videos, which is really good for us on the long form stuff. So kudos to the fans out there.
Hey, for all you all you people on the show right now, I need to get a hold of Steve Regal in the Carolinas, wherever he's at, hiding him. Maybe wonder if he'll show up at the gathering this Sunday.
I thought he was here. I thought.
Well, somebody said he was here.
He lives in Indianapolis now. No,
I don't know. He had a phone number that was in Indianapolis, but that didn't mean anything.
Yeah. Steve Regal, trying to get him on the show. Not William Regal. Steve Regal, Mr. Electricity. Trying to get whoever else, man. Handsome Jimmy Valiant. We're still working on him a little bit. We got $5 more donated to the Handsome Fund today.
The Handsome Jimmy Fund.
We're only 195 away or whatever. We also
245 away.
What do you want? Oh, 250.
He went 250.
Oh, yeah, 250. Somebody donated on the last trip. Colt Cornett, get in there in that group. Tell Jim Cornette to get on this thing. Somebody here saying we need McAfee. Have you interviewed him yet? No, haven't asked him, haven't interviewed him. He's going to be the big ESPN guy, so highly doubt he comes on this show. But
yeah, he's only making about how many millions and millions, and they're firing half the team on.
I know, just to bring. I mean, maybe not.
Well, it ain't to bring him in. They're so far in debt.
I know, but that's weird. That I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there at ESPN, but
obviously they don't either.
Trying to get. We'll get. Shit, I'll just ask him, see what he says. He'll probably kayfabe me, but who knows? Maybe he'll come on here before he officially gets on ESPN. I don't think he's actually joined yet. I think he's getting paid by him, but I don't think he's on ESPN yet. BSK, you're over 5,300 subscribers. Yeah, are we? That's pretty cool. So, let's see what that count is. Give me that drum roll, Rip.
Wait a minute.
5,327 subscribers, Rip.
Well, look at it again, and maybe you might lose one because somebody's always doing that.
5,327 subscribers.
Is it still 5,327?
Still is.
5,327. 5,327.
Pretty good. What did we start with?
4.
Started with 4, ladies and gentlemen.
We always start with 4.
Started with 4.
So, it was like a 4-yard. For racing, I might have took a little 4-yard lead before, something like that.
We got a special thanks to our fans out there. I mean, that's been a good run so far. Starting to get some momentum. Keep sharing this shit. Keep liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. To get smashing all the stuff that helps us. Also, Eric, you could get off Facebook and come over to YouTube and watch this. I do have this on Facebook. Eric Montgomery said, if you could book the new Suicide Blondes, who would they be?
Remember Jason Lee?
Jason Lee, yeah. He was the Suicide Blonde.
Oh, yeah.
He can't be a new Suicide Blonde.
I was going to say, I was confused
he was
on
the original Suicide Blonde.
Yeah, him and Derek King, my stepson.
So you had booked the same guys that were already.
Yeah, they're older, and well, you got to remember, Jason Lee's the most handsome man in wrestling. You can't get any better when you're the most handsome man in wrestling.
If you could,
it was like
if you could book the new Rock and Roll Express, who would it be? I think I'd take Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson.
No, that'd be a pretty good choice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but hey, what if you was the Hollywood Blondes? Which group would you take?
Oh, the Rip Rogers and Ted Oates, or Jerry Oates, or whichever.
Ted Oates.
Ted Oates, yeah, of course.
Okay, I was just checking.
They were the greatest.
Seeing if you knew your history.
They were the greatest Hollywood Blondes ever. If you're watching this on Facebook right now, go to YouTube and watch it, please. Thank you.
Does that help?
King Dale Clark. Might be new. I don't know. What do you think about the accusations of Pat Patterson? Don't know. What are they?
What now? Well, Pat.
He's talking about accusations of Pat Patterson. Did he accuse somebody of doing something, or did somebody accuse him of doing something? I don't know.
I don't know. When you was messing with Pat, you know what the deal was. So if you didn't want to, well, you didn't. Nobody forced you to be a wrestler. Nobody forced you to go talk to him.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So,
well, Pat Patterson's dead, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, is he dead?
Yeah, he's been dead for a long time.
Oh, should probably know that. How did he ever get in so much with Vince anyway? Do you have any idea?
He was one of the greatest workers ever in the business.
Oh, yeah.
Always a very smart guy.
Did people know which way he was going back then when he was working?
Yeah, everybody knew that Louis was his man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about the accusations.
Buddy Wayne, my buddy Midget.
Yeah.
Nick Wayne's daddy. When Pat Patterson was there, Midget would always turn around so his butt was pooched out looking at Pat Patterson. And Pat Patterson would go, "Buddy, stop it." And the Midget would go, "Oh, sorry, Pat."
That's awesome. I think we're a little behind on these questions, so keep them coming in. I'm just going down the list right now.
It's better than when we was driving and they was disappearing.
Yeah.
We got questions out the butt.
Clayton says, "Did you ever work against Kamala?" Good question. I don't think I've ever heard you talk about Kamala. We're just watching one of his old matches. Amazing athlete.
I was in the dressing room a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then he used to when I lived in Mississippi, a lot of times he'd sleep over. He'd get in a fight with his wife, and he'd spend the night on my couch. That's when he was Ugly Bear Harris. And then he became Sugar Bear Harris. He became a good guy.
Oh, really?
So then the fans loved him.
He wasn't ugly anymore?
No, he wasn't Ugly Bear anymore. Then he was Sugar Bear, baby.
So you never wrestled him, though, you don't think?
No.
How did he work then? Because I know, obviously, how he did during the Kamala gimmick. Could he wrestle better when he wasn't Kamala? Like, was he still kind of...
Kamala's the best because he didn't wrestle.
Yeah.
It was just a character.
That's what I was saying. Did he do different stuff then? Or
yeah. He did different stuff like everybody else.
Yeah.
What do I remember? Not much, because I really wasn't good enough to rate anybody then.
Yeah.
I was a shits.
Frank's Pickle Barrel asks, "Mr. Ripper, you ever worked Stevie Richards in a match?"
No.
I like listening. He's got a YouTube channel now. Shouldn't kayfabe that because he's getting a lot of subscribers over there. But
well, good for him.
I like listening to him. He breaks down different things.
Okay.
He does it totally different than what, kind of like how we do those Rip Rogers reacts.
He
kind of is doing that, but like really focusing on like 2 moves of a match, and he'll rewind it and rewind it and go over, rewind it.
What's funny, you do breakdown when you're teaching wrestlers wrestling.
Yeah.
The psychology, it's just like a football coach going over the films, a basketball coach going over the films, the pitching coach going over the films, how you're pitching this guy in this situation, what you're doing and everything. Whereas to most fans, that'd be boring as shit.
Yeah.
So, but I guess he's helping a lot of guys. So what the hell?
He's getting good views.
Okay. Good for him.
I'm from good old Jeffersonville, Indiana. All right, cool. Get on YouTube.
Get on YouTube.
OVW, Jeffersonville. Yep. Yes, and you still would. I don't know what that means. Oh, yes, and still would be. King Dale Clark, what do you believe Vince's most controversial moment was? shit, I don't know, paying $20 million for
That's-
hookers.
That's exactly what
pretty
I was going to say.
controversial, isn't it? I mean, it's a lot of money. I don't know. He used to do a bunch of shit back in the day during the Attitude Era when he was half, Kiss My Ass Club and was with all those girls, Trish Stratt, all of them. Like he was behind the scenes.
The best when Linda was acting like she was zoned out, and there's Vince swapping spit with the.
Oh yeah,
with,
just making out with all.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He's
Hey, if I owned WWE, I'd be doing the same shit. What the hell? I wouldn't spend 120 million, but I'd have a lot of them on salary. But I wouldn't be.
If you had $1 billion, you might. Who knows?
Yeah, you're right. I probably would.
Frank says, "Does Chopper eat chopped meat and onions?" I don't really know. I mean, I'm not a big onion fan. Nope. Ben Hameen. I kicked Ben Hameen's ass. I know that. Chopped him. Jason Gray, I just marked out to my girlfriend. Thanks for responding. All right. Cool. Get her on here. The Armstrongs are underrated in my opinion.
The Armstrongs are the best wrestling family that I'd ever seen. With Bob, Brad, Steve, Road Dogg, and Scotty.
Yeah.
There was 5 of them total.
I mean, yeah.
Now the Von Erichs were the ones that were the most over.
I was going to ask.
Because they were wilder. They were good-looking guys. Yeah. They had total control of the territory. They were on those strong, very, very strong TVs. I think it was a lot of them was with the Christian Network and stuff, and they were stronger in Watts' territory than his TVs were. The Von Erichs at one time, they were so over.
Yeah. Let's see here. John Dingman says, "Did you ever wrestle Killer Tim Brooks?"
No, I was going to, but he went. I was flying into Portland where he had turned babyface with Roddy Piper against the Sheep Herders, and then I think his wife got sick and he had to go home.
Oh, really?
Or I was going to be there. I was going to do something and run in, and what the hell's that? You know what I mean? They finally get him 2-on-2, and something's going to happen, and then all of a sudden I hit the ring, and that son of a bitch is back. I hate that motherfucker.
Who do you think had the best physique in pro wrestling?
Oh, wow. Every generation's different. And the way I grade is not the way everybody else grades. Yeah. Because if you're on the shit, you don't count.
Well,
no. That's with me. I said.
Weren't a lot of people on? I mean, most people.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put those out like, I don't know, a lot of people. Who would you name?
I tell you,
think was on.
No, not now. Unless, let's say you were allowed to take whatever you wanted, right?
Yeah.
I think Big Papa Pump with those big ass arms.
I would have
was
taken Billy Graham or Billy Jack Haynes probably.
Okay. Now, Billy Jack Haynes was great, but he didn't have the fine tune that Scott Steiner did. And Superstar Billy Graham had a lot of cover up. He had the huge arms.
Yeah.
But they weren't Scott Steiner.
What do you think about Rick Rude's body? I always like Rick Rude too.
He was
he was big, but he was thin.
He was really thin, but he was a whole lot bigger than you thought he was. Yeah. And he had those big ass paws, those big ass hands, his fingers. He was a world-class arm wrestler. And all the guys they got out of the let's see, the Road Warriors, Barry Darsow, him, Nikita Koloff, Rude, all those guys were the same bouncers at the same bar in Minneapolis.
That's wild.
And then Ole just come in there and he liked Hawk and Animal because Hawk smarted off to him, you know. Really? So he liked Hawk right away.
That's awesome.
And Ole knew how to. I remember the first time watching him on TV, I go, "That's real. They're killing them guys. That's real."
They were. I mean,
they certainly got your attention.
Yeah, the Road Warriors back then, man, they were just.
They got your attention.
They were wild. Joey Anthony, get off Facebook and go watch on YouTube. OMG used to kill it in Mid-South. One Man Gang is over with me. Miss when Fat Dudes. Frank, yep, he was great. Superstar Billy Graham had the best physique. Who wants to shoot? Who wins in a shoot? Hodge versus LaBelle. I don't know anything about that. Visvec, sorry. The Warrior, how much bigger could Austin Idol have been? he never really wanted to leave and be big, though, did he?
No. What happened was he got in that plane crash.
Oh, Austin Idol.
Yeah, when he was Iron Mike McCord, he had his run in the WWF as Iron Mike McCord.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he might have been 280.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and big, bulky looking, about like Ric Flair when he first started. A little bit more cut. But then he was in that plane crash, and I think that was the one where who was it died? I can't remember.
I'm not
in the town. Bobby Shane. Bobby Shane, the king of wrestling. He died in Tampa Bay. I think that's the one Austin Idol was in, and he didn't want to fly anymore.
Oh.
But he always called his own shots. He'd work Tampa, then he'd work Memphis. He might work something else for a while, but he always made a lot of gimmick money, and they always treated him good at home. He knew how to work. He knew how to draw. He looked great. He got people in the door, and they kept coming back. So
and
what
now
the hell?
He's in NWA.
That's right.
Billy Corgan, baby. Get ODB and those double D's on here. That'd be a good guest. We could get her on. Do you know ODB at all, Rip?
Yeah, double D. They might be triple D or forkle D. That's
I've
4
thought
Ds.
about contacting her, just never have. Dennis Condrey, I think he'd be a good guest. I don't know if he does stuff like this. Thoughts on Rick Drazen? Drazen? I don't know Rick Drazen.
Well, he was out in, I think it was Los Angeles. I don't know him. I'd seen some stuff on him, but I can't make a comment. If I don't see you live because you're just doing what somebody asked you to say, or somebody wants you to do this in the match, whatever, that's not a fair assessment of what a guy can do.
Yeah. What do you think of the rumor that Owen Hart broke Stone Cold's neck on purpose? I've never heard that.
No,
rumor.
he wouldn't have broke it on purpose.
Apparently, by Linda's account, Owen didn't like Steve and never apologized for breaking Steve's neck. I don't know anything about it. I mean, I know that it happened or whatever, but
okay, now wrestlers right now. Owen Hart was about 5'10". He probably weighed maybe 200 pounds. Steve Austin is a much bigger man. Don't be given pile drivers unless you're a whole lot bigger than your opponent, because stuff can happen.
Yeah. And
Owen did that different kind of pile driver. Steve was expecting the other kind. And then, his neck was, I remember seeing, we was in Indianapolis, and Austin was there at ringside, right? And I yelled at him, and when he turned all the way around in slow motion. This is when he was neck was
really?
real. Yeah. And I said, holy shit, I'm sorry, Steve. I forgot about it. He goes, well, I did too. I heard your voice and went, you know what I mean? I said, oh man. So you just don't know. So if you're ever doing a pile driver, I'd only took one pile driver in my life. And that was from Ronnie Garvin, because I wouldn't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Because I was a little bit bigger than Ronnie height wise, but weight wise, we were about the same, and he was an expert at it.
I would say Lawler.
Oh yeah.
People,
right.
That was kind of his thing.
Right.
So.
But I mean, I'm not going to take a first, because what you're going to do, you're going to be scared to death. You're going to be scared to death. And when I was taking, I was always throwing my neck down that way.
Hey, the bet's on here. Opinion Haver.
Haver. Hey, we're concrete. We're on here at we come on 3 o'clock, just like we said, on Thursday.
Every Thursday, 3 o'clock.
Except Fridays when we're on at noon, or when we have a trip and we have to take it and do it in the car.
Just so he can't bitch that we're not concrete time.
He bitches a lot.
Yeah, remember he hooked us up with that guy from California.
Oh yeah, then
edit, and
then and you sent him money too, right?
It was all Opinion Haver's
It was his fault.
Yeah.
But he knew him, right? Because he's from
California. They were best friends.
Because he was from California.
Yeah, they were best buddies.
He could have been in the army of 3.
He could have. If that was the army of 1, it would have been. Just think if it was just Zeus that came out and the army of 1, how great a tag team that would have been.
That'd have been.
Zeus would have been a tag team champion.
That would have been an invisible tag,
if it would have been army of 1 instead of 2. Kamala came out when I was 10, scared me up. Blackjack Mulligan. Anything on him?
Mulligan?
Did y'all get a super chat? Not sure. Yeah, I did, Clayton. Yeah, we put you over right at the beginning of the show for your super chat, buddy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Clayton quit his job today, Rip, just to come on here and pay us money for a super chat. I mean, it don't get no better than that.
Well, it does get better than that, but today this is the top of the order right now.
SM White the second just gave us
the White the second
a little bit of cash flow.
He throw some jingle at us.
SM White's a big contributor to the show. He or she, I think it's a she or he, I mean, always contributes. We really appreciate it, SM White. I got to get kind of caught up here. I got a bunch of stuff to cover. I'm so prepared today. I got things. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Mark Lewin? Don't know him.
Oh, you don't know Mark Lewin?
Heard you briefly mention him on James's podcast. Who's Mark Lewin?
Mark Lewin was Don Lewin's brother, so they were brothers in wrestling.
I don't know Don Lewin.
I know that. Well, that was comma.
Comma. All
yeah.
right.
Okay. And he was a guy, was a great wrestler, but for years and years and years, he had the mediocre body. Then after he got 40, he was one of the first guys on the gas. Oh. Huge deltoids. Kevin Sullivan copied a lot of his work and who he learned from. He was one of Kevin Sullivan's mentors, like with Abuddin's dad. It was King Curtis Iakea. Okay. And when Abuddin, who was my partner in Puerto Rico in 89, as he got older, he looked just like his dad. And his dad, he was from Hawaii, and he could talk, man. He could talk.
All right. Didn't know that. Ever wrestled Greg Valentine?
Been on a lot of cards with him. Did I ever wrestle him? No. He wasn't my style, but when I watched him wrestle Ronnie Garvin, I said, what a son of a bitch and match this is. This was fucking great. Yep. They beat the hell out of each other. Not a big bump, man, but you thought he was in a fight.
I just never got into Valentine. I don't know why.
Well, he's just, he would dress flamboyant, but he was like a tackle instead of a halfback.
Yeah.
You know, he was powerful looking, but not a finesse. He ain't gonna be Michael Hayes moonwalking, but he had the nice robes on and everything. And he was second generation. He was always big. You could tell he trained. He was second generation wrestler. He was in the business, I think, when he's like probably 18 years old. So he'd been around for a long time, and he emulated his dad. His dad was his hero. So he worked sort of snug. And when one of the Valentines hit you, everybody in the place heard him hit you.
John Miller in the house, looking good, fellas. Glad you're doing well. Good, John. Get off Facebook. Get on.
He's police officer now,
yeah,
right? Or sheriff?
Sheriff.
Sheriff.
I mean, he's jacked, or he was jacked. I think he's still jacked. He's always looking good.
Is he on the gas? Ask him, John. You on the gas?
John.
You got a kayfabe it though. If you are,
watch this show. You're fine. You can tell us.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody.
We won't tell anybody.
Frank Picklebear might tell you.
We won't tell anybody. Thoughts on Mark Calloway? That'd be the Undertaker. Known as a peacekeeper backstage. You know, I've heard different stories on that. I don't buy that he was just this big peacekeeper. I've heard he was in on a lot of shit. If he didn't like you, you were. I don't know.
Let's look at it this way.
He was the guy to go to, yes, maybe, but
let's look at it this way.
He had his favorites, so
any human with power is going to abuse it.
Sure, yeah.
If I'm president of the United States, if I'm Vince McMahon, how many bitches I going to be with? Multi. If I got billions, I'm going to spend it all if I want to. And when you can control the locker room like that, you don't have to be yelling and screaming. You can talk softly, say, no, you're wrong, apologize, or whatever. So it's good. But I can see him looking like, to me, he'd be looking like the big thing of the statue of Abraham Lincoln sitting in the chair. You know what I mean? Like you're looking up to him because he's so big and everything. And he was quite respected for all those years in WWE. So what the hell, right? Somebody's got to be the player representative.
I would still say he had his favorites.
Well, who doesn't? We're human.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't. Being a peacekeeper, I don't think automatically makes you fair.
Right. Do you think if I was in his job and Dylan Bostic did something, would he get away with
Dylan
it?
Could do whatever he wants. Whatever he wants.
And if you did, I'd bring the roof down.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't I? I'd say, oh no, 20 lashes.
We were at Chucky, Tennessee, and
30 lashes.
Dylan's getting ready to wrestle this guy, and Rip's like, "Hey, it's Dylan Boss. You just listen to everything he said. Like he's my
been wrestling since he's 15.
Since he's 15. You just shut the fuck up and listen to him. He knows everything about wrestling.
That was a quote, wasn't
He's
it?
the greatest wrestler you've ever seen in your life. You
Today.
Just shut up and let Dylan do his thing. Blah, 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 blah. Dylan Bostic, the golden child. My goodness. Then on the way home, driving home 7 hours. Hey, can you turn the radio down? Dylan's trying to sleep. That's what Rip asked me. What a bunch of shit.
Did you turn it down?
No, you didn't ask me that.
Oh,
Sid Vicious was awesome. I like Sid Vicious' look. I always thought he was. I agree.
What they ask about Sid?
Just said we're talking about bodies again, physiques. I like Sid's look.
Oh, Sid, he looked great.
Yeah, he was awesome. Let's see. Charles Alfred in the house, fellas. Good question about the physiques. What's up, man? Bobby Shane died. Somebody said.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Shit, was he the plane crash guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Shane Mercer had a great physique. He was started DCW recently. One Man Gang is one of the best human beings on earth, John says. The Tamalian, whatever that says. What do you think about workers now? I got a chance to do AEW Dark when I get there. Most of the guys look so small and skinny. Only thing was most of them could do a lot of flips. Yes, that's your state. Are you stating the obvious or what?
Oh, that's Big V. Big V wants to go work TV for the now. V, listen to this shit.
Okay.
When you want to work TV for WWE or AEW, don't be putting shit like that on there. You need to fucking be low key. No, you're trying to get fucking booked, and you're talking shit. Quit talking. No, the hell they don't.
Okay.
Oh hell no! Everybody knows Big V, baby.
Yeah, get off here. What's wrong with you? Had a wrestling school in Tennessee, but never hear anyone giving them credit. Did you ever meet Buddy Welch?
Buddy Fuller, yeah.
They have a wrestling school. Anything about it?
I don't think Buddy. I think Herb had that. That's who trained David Schultz.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. But hey, at one time, the Fullers, the Welches, they had points in almost all the territories in the South. And a lot of times they just go in and take over. It was sort of, the wrestling world was sort of a little mafioso gimmick or whatever. What the hell, right?
Clayton said he could have sent us more money, but he ain't got no job. He quit his job today to be on this show. So.
Clayton, go out to Walmart, get you a bottle of lotion, and then, sell some wears and tears. What the hell, right?
Lewin was Purple Haze.
Yeah, he was Purple Haze, right. Mark Lewin.
Valentine. Hey, guys. Thanks for the show. Love it. So memories of Adrian Street, please. We covered that in the beginning. One of the best. Yeah, Rip. We had a whole Adrian Street thing in the beginning, but if you got anything else to add, Rip, you can. Barbarian. I liked his physique, Dr. Doom said.
Oh, Barbarian. I watched something. I watched today when he benched.
We got to get him on the show.
I might see him next week. Yeah. He might be there. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Get Barbarian on the show, man. Uh-oh.
What?
Big V says, I'm going to delete now.
But he's smiling though, isn't he? Yeah. If you want to get booked, who's the greatest booker in the world?
Tony Khan.
That's right. See, that's why you get booked,
He's
Big
the
V.
Booker of the year.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Rip had the best physique, and if you don't like that, stick your finger up your ass and twist it to the right. Yeah.
Just 1 quarter, please. Just go 1 knuckle.
How was Austin Idol in person?
Austin was always he was like most of the older wrestlers. He was pretty much always working, always in character. Brother, hey, he'd always better be standing. He'd always had the lat spread, shoulders out.
Did you ever meet Danny McShane?
I'm trying to think. I think that was him I met outside Pensacola. And in the same night, I met the guy that Jerry Jarrett supposedly pulled his eye out. I never heard that story before. Mario Galinto.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think we're caught up here. So I got a couple things to share. I'm gonna share this right here. This was sent by email a long time ago, and I never really got to it. I don't think from Sing the Ace. I think took one of your promos from here, Rip. See if we can get this thing to work. Took one of your promos and did this little video to it, like this little. Here, we'll see what it looks like here. Is that on? Is this thing on?
This thing on?
Put us in there a little bit. Hot cha.
Snabbits,
Favorite. Play.
Upload.
You lazy, fat bastards.
I remember that.
Get your lazy ass up, eat right all day, work out, get in the gym. If you go to a show that night, do push-ups, squats, lunges, crunches, all the time you're in the dressing room. You go through life one time. Quit being a lazy bastard. Work your ass off. You're not that over, please.
This is Sing the Ace.
And we can skip to your Yeah, we'll get to the main part here, Rip. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Buy my book, baby.
Yeah, buy my book. There's my
Lessons from Rip Rogers.
there's a picture of Nature Boy Buddy Rogers and me and
How about
Pez.
that, man? That was emailed to us. Some guy took one of Rip's promos right here off the show, made a little YouTube video.
It was the greatest
little motivational YouTube.
It was the
video.
greatest promo in many, many months. Did I tell everybody where I was going to go with me and Romer was going this weekend?
That's on my list. Go ahead and cover it right now.
Okay, we're going to go to Charlotte. And guess who's bringing us in? The world's greatest wrestling promoter. And who's that? Everybody knows Dylan Hines.
Dylan's
Dylan's bringing in me and Romeo Scott Romer, Dick the Bruiser's former son-in-law, the greatest wrestling, boxing photographer in the history of the world. We're going to be there. I'm going to be peddling some books there. Romer's going to be peddling some of his books. This should be one of the greatest fan fest of all time. So if you're a wrestling fan, get your ass out there, because I know Austin Idol's going to be there. Bugsy McGraw's going to be there. Tully Blanchard's going to be there. Ricky Steamboat's going to be there. The Nasty Boy's going to be, and the list goes on and on of all the top stars.
And Rip Rogers is going to be there.
Yeah, I'm going to be there if I can remember to get there.
What town is this in?
This is in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Rip's going to be there for like 2 days. You got to get your ass there to this fan fest, this convention, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Buy Rip's book, get Rip's autograph, get a picture with him, get a video of him.
Yeah.
Everything else you can do, get there. And then also go and while you're at it, buy this new T-shirt we have on ProWrestlingTees.com, baby.
ProWrestlingTees.com. Don't get any better than that. Then the next day, I'm going down to Louisville, do 4 tapes for Dave Marquez in Derby City Wrestling.
DCW.
DC. I always.
So that's when you get back? Like, God, how are you going to make this? So you're leaving for tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Going to be there Friday.
I'm supposed to get back late Saturday night. And then Dylan's golden child, he's responsible for the ring. So he's going to take it there or make sure it's put up.
Wow. So that should be awesome, man.
That'll be the greatest weekend in many, many months.
Rip's going to book some interviews while he's there too.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get
finally going to start doing some, pulling his weight around here. Emails. Lee Haywood emailed us, Rip, and he had questions for Matt Stryker. I think it's,
well, Matt's not here, so he
it's
can't.
a little late for that. So I don't know if you emailed us before that or not, but too late. We also got an email from, I did sing that. Oh, I got a guy that sent us. Come on, pay attention to this. We'll get back to the chat.
Well, I'm trying.
You in that chat, man. I tell you just can't take your eyes off of it.
Well, what it is, I can't see.
We'll get back to it.
I've been a year late with my glasses because I can't see.
Richard and Morgan wanted to know if you'd send them some autographed pictures, Rip.
Who? Richard and Morgan.
Richard and Morgan. They're
Richard.
like
It's 2
cousins
people.
or brothers
Richard
or
and
something.
Morgan.
If Richard and Morgan are watching this show today, we'll send them. I told them to send like $20.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll autograph them for you.
We'll send them.
We'll do whatever. This self-addressed.
Self-addressed.
The self-addressed stamped
Yeah.
envelope. The guy just put a blank envelope in there. I said, "What don't you understand about fucking self-addressed stamped envelope?"
Right.
Oh well, man.
Somebody else wants you to do an online seminar. We got all kinds of requests now. Hey, speaking of requests, so I just
The
put out a
biggest
video.
one's for me to shut up.
No. I just put out a video from Kill City Cup, Rip.
Oh, Kill
Did you
City.
see-
That they were over with me.
Did you see the little 10 minutes segment I put out for him?
I watched the tape they sent me, but the thing you put out.
I put out a 10-minute. I edited it up like when we reviewed the movie Kill City Cup.
When did you do that?
Last night, I think I put it out.
Well, I wouldn't have done it last night because I ain't been to bed. I still ain't been to bed yet from last night.
So if you guys, we reviewed a movie, Kill City Cup. Brian Cage was in it. Matt Seidel was in it. April Hunter was in it. Jimmy Jacobs was in it. And the producer, Luke Robert. Remember big Luke Robert, Rip? We did fall asleep during the movie, but
A couple times.
Luke Robert wanted us to review the movie. So we watched it, reacted to it, reviewed it, whatever you want to say. Then I edited it, put a little 10 minutes clip out there. So this is my plug for Kill City Cup. Go watch it if you like
It don't get any better than that.
gory wrestling.
I'll tell you, these guys really worked hard on that thing.
Yeah. Rip loved it. I guess there's going to be a Kill City Cup 2. And then I think, Rip, he had emailed me about being in Kill City Cup 3. So this is...
That means you're going to chop the shit out of somebody.
Well, I don't think I'm going to do it.
Huh?
I don't want to go do a movie like that. Man,
Why not? You'd be over.
I'd have to...
Just
I'd have
think
to
when you was 92 years old.
Yeah.
And then you look above average, you know.
The Kill City Cup reaction is great. Thanks, Dr. Doom. So yeah, if anybody's got anything that they want us to review that you do and react and all that kind of stuff, just send it to us and pay us a little money and we'll work out the details and you'll be right here alongside Kill City Cup, man. Isn't that right, Rip?
I thought, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I was just thinking about Adrian Street and the good matches we had.
Yeah,
How much fun that was. Like we talked about when the first week of Global, when the main event was me against him it was the Joe Pedicino show on ESPN, and I was up all night in his room. He was drunker than shit, laughing, telling all these stories about him growing up and his dad working in the mines and all the shit he was and what he had to do to become a wrestler. And when Adrian he was about 5'6".
Yeah.
He was built like a brick shit house, but can you imagine being in the wrestling business and having to defend yourself all the time? Pretty soon, nobody would mess with him. And, but we never had any kind of problems. We always had a good time. We just called it in the ring. We just, I followed him. He followed me. Everything was a rib. Have a good time, get in, get out, don't get hurt, live to fight another day. And he was always the top gimmick seller. He'd be painting people's face for $10 or whatever, and signing the dolls with everything, getting the pictures with him and Linda's, and they had pictures of him from all over the world. And when they called my valet Fleabag. Adrian would make he'd make the signs, and people would buy the Fleabag signs, and then when the night was over, he'd give me the money.
That's pretty nice.
So he was just phenomenal. We'd always kept in contact, and it was so funny. What I was reaching out to him to get on the podcast, and then a couple days later, I heard about him being in the hospital and the physical problems he had with this and that, and then all of a sudden, boom, and he's gone just like that. I'm going, holy shit! Superstar Billy Graham, Iron Sheik, now Adrian Street, and it does get worse than that. So,
R.I.P. Adrian Street. Still a lot of good stuff to look back on, though, Rip. I mean,
it was nothing but fun.
Yeah,
it was nothing but fun. He had all those condos down in Florida, and he moved back home where he was from. I think he was there.
Do you know how long ago that was?
I'm thinking it was like 3 or 4 years. I'm thinking.
Oh, really?
What happens was time flies, and as you get older,
3 years, probably like 10 years.
You just say, "Oh, hell, I didn't know that." Yeah. It's like all them guys I'd have at OB. I said, "You know this guy?" "Oh no, that was 20 years after that." I said, "Oh, okay." I guess not.
We did get an email. We don't get emails much anymore because people just get on here and ask us live. But we got an email from Jeff Nettleton. Says, longtime fan of Rip Rogers and especially ICW. I grew up near Decatur, Illinois, and we first started getting the ICW TV shows from Springfield Station.
Yeah.
Around late 1981, he thinks. Loved the match with the Convertible Blondes and Leaving Lanny, George Weingroff, as well as Rip solo against Lanny and the team of Rip and Pez Wally. Couple questions related to ICW. Were the great T.O. and Chief Tapu actually father and son?
Yes. It was T.O. and T.O. Jr. was what it was. And he just wanted to break in the business. So T.O. and him was a tag team. Then later on for Ron Fuller, at the meantime, their other brother, Koa, come in. Koa was taller than both of them. He was 6'2" or 6'3", and all three, and they did the thing with, they had a cage match, and Koa hit under the ring, and then all of a sudden the head popped out. They sawed through the ring and everything, and a big head pops out and everything. And it was the three Samoans beating the hell out of it. I think it was Robert Fuller and Jimmy Golden, or it might have been Robert and Ron Fuller.
Now you just referred to him as
T.O. and Tapu.
T.O. and T.O. Jr.
Yes, that's
So is Tapu really one of those, or?
Yeah. I met T.O. and his brother. His brother's name was Tapu. And I met him for George Calkin in 1979 in Mississippi. Okay. And then T.O. came in, and his son was named Tapu, or T.O. Jr., but he called him Tapu because he didn't want to call him T.O.
Tapu's the son.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were father and son.
Yes,
sure.
They really were.
Said I've heard mixed things. I know the TV show had Ronnie Garvin reveal that Tio was Tapu's father following
Yeah.
the U.S. Tag Team Tournament, where the teams were mixed. However, over the years, I've seen some conflicting info as to whether they were brothers, father and son, or not related.
Okay, here's the thing. There's Tio and his brother is Tapu. They were the team in Mississippi. Tio and Tio Jr. He didn't want to call him Tio Jr. He called him Tapu in ICW, so you wouldn't know he was his son.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was really 2 Tios and 2 Tapus is what it was.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
probably right.
what messes everything up.
Got it. I hope you're listening, Jeff. What was Edgar Wallace's connection to the promotion apart from doing color commentary on TV shows with Tim Tyler? I know he was a politician
He
in
was-
Lexington.
He was some
and a
kind.
lawyer.
He was some. I don't think he was a lawyer.
Oh, but how did he get involved in the show and wrestling?
I guess we needed some kind of political clout there because I think he helped us get Rupp Arena
That's what it
and
says.
and stuff like that because he was. I can't remember if he was councilman, whatever. But Tim Tyler, he was a good wrestling announcer, and he had never done it before. And he was a guy. He played a bunch of characters on. It'd be like Popeye and Janie in Indianapolis, whatever. But he would dress up like a clown and juggle and stuff. And he was a couple different characters on stuff throughout the day on
really?
on the local TV.
Yeah, it says, did he have connections to the station or was he a fan? Had connections to get you guys into places like Rep Arena.
Yeah,
But political clout came in handy.
sure did.
Other than those specific questions, I just wanted to request that you share thoughts on some of the other guys in ICW, like Chief Tapu, Rick Zarda, as well as the great T.O., some of the Detroit guys, particularly El Basaro and John Ruffin.
Okay, the big guy was trained by. I think Garvin brought him in. Who was the first guy they mentioned?
Rick Zarda.
Yeah, Rick Zarda. He was a big guy. He was jacked. He looked like he was Puerto Rican, and the women liked him. He was really green. He would just come there to have a bunch of matches, and he stayed for a while, and then he went back. I think Ronnie Garvin got him in, and I think he had something to do with Jimmy Garvin's mother. I think he was Jimmy Garvin's mother's boyfriend or something,
really?
something like that. But it's all who you know in wrestling, right?
That's wild. So the El Basaro, man, we reviewed some of his matches.
Right.
He became my favorite wrestler of all time.
Oh yeah, he was.
After seeing
Yeah,
some of
I know.
his matches.
He was in ICW. He worked for Dick the Bruiser, and he worked for the Sheik too. And I think he was a cook.
Oh, really?
I think he was a cook in Indianapolis.
Wow. And our last email. So we got kind of behind on emails. Look at that, Rip. We got
Oh, that's awesome.
we got somebody.
You got to send me a
let's see.
picture of that.
Kevin Edwards. Kevin Edwards sent us I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It looks like there's a glare. Made us a logo here. Rip Rogers logo. Looks pretty cool.
Need to have one of those.
Rip Rogers.
That's when I had a black beard. Now I got no beard.
Well, you could dye it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants you to do.
Yeah, and in 3 days, and it all grows out.
Frank the pervert pickle barrel ass. Rip,
Uh-huh.
have you ever had a mini-sized woman or two?
A midget? No,
Well, yeah.
no. Wait a minute. I did. Now I was flying to Puerto
little
Rico.
person.
I was flying to Puerto Rico, and there was a nun sitting next to me. And she had like the gimmick fingers, and the lights went out, and it was late at night,
Oh,
and there was like a pup tent. So let's just say somehow her little hand reached down there between, and I had a good time for about 20 minutes. And
Hold
but
on,
whatever.
Let me get this straight. Was she wearing like a nun outfit?
Yes,
Were you sitting next to her?
yes,
So you're sitting next to a nun
Right.
on a flight,
Right.
And it got kind of dark on the plane.
yeah. And I had a blanket.
You had a blanket,
Uh-huh.
and her hand got under that blanket.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I didn't do it. She did. I was just
That is awesome.
I just sat back in there enjoying it. What the hell?
Was there
right?
like talk before that? Did you like
no,
hit on her a little bit
No.
before?
But I could just feel her going.
You think she was really a nun, or you think she just got done
She
with
might
like
have
a
had just
costume
the nun
party or something?
costume. I never thought of that.
Was it? Did it happen to be on Halloween night?
No.
No.
But I remember it was so exciting.
I would think
No,
so.
no, wait a minute, because there was a storm down there and we couldn't land and we thought we was just going to crash.
So she was just trying to get it in.
I think she was just trying to get it in case we croaked.
That is wild. Only Rip Rogers can get a wank
And-
from a nun on a plane.
And you can't, that's so outlandish, you can't make nothing up like that.
That is awesome. Wow. Memories.
Of course, that's why I got hit and run left for dead too. Karma, baby. Would I change a thing? Hell no.
Did you ever wrestle in the Western Kentucky area? Probably. Did you ever go as Disco Kid? Yes, he was Disco Kid.
Western Kentucky, a lot of probably every hamlet in the state of Kentucky I worked at.
Did you remember Al Snow or Sabu in ICW?
I
I
remember.
think I saw a clip of
I never.
Al Snow coming in there once.
Well, Al worked for us when he was 18. He had just started.
Yeah.
And he's actually on the motion bumper because Garvin or Roop, they throw somebody in a barrel upside down.
Mm.
If you watch that, that's Al when he's like 18 years
really?
old. Yeah. Because he did something in the match and Garvin never talks in the ring and he shot him off and Al didn't know what to do and Garvin just punished him. And they put him in a garbage can or whatever. Him and Roop did, I think, was what it was. I don't remember Sabu working for ICW. He might have, but I can't remember it. It might have been after I left because the Sheik came in, but I don't think Sabu's that old. I don't think he would.
I've got some clips of the Sheik.
Okay.
Ever met any famous actors, Rip?
Well, like all the wrestlers, they're actors.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
I like it. Truth Futurist, maybe new to the show. Welcome, Truth. Says Rip's Trips. That'd be a good little segment. Rip's Trips. Getting a wank on the flight by the nun. That'd be a great Rip's Trips. The questions we all need to know. What's going on back there? What's going on back there? None, N-U-N, of your business.
God, I remember I was making a Dale TNT
Tier Penthouse.
wait a minute, a Dale TNT man tour, and I was driving the ring truck. They had a couple girls in there. Remember the little road warrior, Danny?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the little road warrior. Of course, some girl just happened to be reaching down my tights and giving me a J. Arthur. Rhymes with rank, wank. So, and there's Danny right there. Go, Rip, he's coming. He's coming. The little road warrior, Danny.
Wow. Speaking of girls, where's the Lilith? Where's Lilith at today? There's no Lilith sighting today. Remember she did the run in last week and got the show all fired up.
I thought she said she was 13 years old or something.
I think she was lying.
I do too. I hope she was.
I think she probably is. She probably has her notification set for Friday at noon would be my guess.
Probably. Just like
she doesn't understand with concrete on Thursdays at 3.
The opinion havers probably got his on there. It says concrete every Saturday or Friday at noon except Thursdays at 3.
Somebody needs to make sure they tell Lilith she missed the live episode today. Also, maybe opinion haver knows that where's Classy Chappie, man? Anybody know what happened to Classy Chappie? Classified Chappie used to be one of our biggest fans and been MIA now for many, many months, Rip. Getting a little concerned.
Well, I wondered if it was that the guy we dropped off at the Walmart parking lot and come back 6 hours later and he was full.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Anyway,
no clue what you're talking about.
Okay.
What else I have in my notes? Oh, sponsors, Rip. So I've been getting some emails. I got somebody that wants us to promote a light up baseball. They said they'd give us some free baseballs if we plugged it, so we're not doing that. We got a headphone company, some gimmick headphone company wants to send us a pair of free headphones if we're not doing that. A sunglasses company, so we're getting better. Used to it was all sex toys and things like that, tarot card reading. Now we got a sunglasses company, but all of them are like, hey, we'll give you a free pair if you share our videos and do a video and give them a promo code. But we don't get anything else out of it, but like a free pair of sunglasses.
We need 245 more because you got a boogie, hey, Vaughn, hey, Mun, hey,
so if anybody,
I got to eat.
That's right. If anybody has like a legit deal where they have like a actual link that we'll get a % to promote, to push, to whatever, to where we get a % payout, not like a free pair of sunglasses. Send them our way. I'll take any kind of sponsorship. What's the word I'm looking for? Opportunity. Not that we'll do it, but if anybody's got that, send them out. No, it's not Raycon, Dr. Doom. I don't know what it was. Some gimmick name. I think it's fake, really, probably. No idea. But we're so big, man. We're getting out there. All these gimmick sponsors coming after us, rip left
And
right.
what we could do, we could give you the opportunity to get over.
Somebody said you had a bad Dusty Rhodes impression.
Yeah, whoever said that, fuck off and die.
Don't say die. Just
Oh,
fuck
okay.
off.
Just fuck off.
Yeah, don't die. He was kidding. That was a joke.
Okay. And we could bring Oral Roberts in and heal, and they would come back to life. So what the hell, right?
What the hell? Haven't seen Chappie in a long time. Chappie fell off the face of the earth. Clayton says, I'm really Lilith. I don't think that. Anybody else got any questions? We're pushing an hour and 10 minutes here, Rip.
Well, we can go as long as you want. Don't make any difference to me. As long as we plug the show with Dylan Hines, we plug Dave Marquez's.
Go plug him.
I just did.
Oh,
Okay. In a couple weeks, I'm going down to Orlando to do a seminar down there.
who's that for?
Well, I'm not supposed to say because
okay.
it's super duper kayfabe.
Are we ever going to be able to be on a Friday at noon anymore with this big hectic schedule that you have?
Who's asking that?
Me.
I
I'm
thought
asking
I
that.
thought it was Opinion Haver.
What do you mean? Who's
Because
asking that?
Opinion Haver would say it because he knew that one guy because he was from California,
I
and
am
then he
asking-
kayfabed us.
I'm
Okay.
asking the question: are we ever going to be able to be on a Friday at noon anymore?
Oh, we might
Since
be.
you're so over now that you just go to all these places.
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Hmm.
Manny the Weasel Valverde's not going to do it. We're not going to mention him either.
His podcast is coming soon, man.
Yeah, they're still getting the music done, thinking about what music they're going to
Intro
do.
music.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever designed a little belt, and what do you think made a good one? A title belt. Sorry, I can't read. I'm sure. No, I have not. I'm sure you've not designed a title belt, have you? Rick?
No, it's on my bucket list.
So you were big into title, but you have all the replicas, right? Of every belt you won, hang it up in your.
Hey, if you go
office at home?
if you go to the School of Morton, you'll see every belt there was ever in the
That's right.
known
We
to man.
wrestled at Ricky Morton's school this last weekend, and he's got every gimmick belt.
There was.
He does have.
There
cool
ever
people.
will be.
And they all just sit out like anybody could just steal them. Really,
Yeah.
if they wanted to. They all
It's like the
just-
door. Yeah,
they
you can just
sit
walk
there.
up there and take them off and just
Yeah.
walk out the door.
Anybody wants a free belt, just go to Ricky Morton's school, just steal everything he has. It's
In
wide open.
Chucky, Tennessee.
Chucky, Tennessee. I'll send you the
The
address.
door's probably open.
Why don't you get him on this show? I think that'd be great. Got all kinds of ideas.
You always got all kinds of ideas.
Ask Ricky Morton.
I'm still waiting on
Tell him we're going to steal
on
all his
Mr.
shit.
I was waiting on Mr. Electricity to contact us.
Yeah. In this,
I'm waiting for Lex Luger.
Yeah, he never replied.
No, but I
Kayfabe.
don't think he looks. Well, he always responded before. I don't.
Is
think
he on the card this weekend? Is he there?
I didn't look at the super big picture. They had one with a whole bunch of pictures and one with a not so many whole bunch of pictures. So I don't know. I think he's. I'm trying to think that wouldn't be that long of a trip for him. I don't think.
Yeah.
He should be there.
Ever wrestle in Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. We used to do Oklahoma City and Tulsa about every 3 weeks for Bill Watts. We drive. Check this out. I lived in Shreveport, so we drive 400 miles to get to Oklahoma City. You'd wrestle after, then you'd keep your clothes, your gear on, and hightail it to Tulsa. About if you was super speeding, about 2 hours to the other building.
Oh, wow.
You was hoping to get there in time. A lot of times you're getting your finish as you get in the ring. And then the next day, you're driving 358. You're driving 358 back to Bossier City. The next day, you're driving 310 to go to New Orleans on 2-lane roads, and that was the Bill Watts territory.
So Oklahoma, you were there.
Yeah.
So you leave your gear on, just get in, drive to the next
Right.
town, and do it
That
again.
was the first place I ever had a meal that cost over $10. I wasn't going to eat because we were going to eat one time. Grizzly said, "We're stopped here. They got a buffet." I said, "Man, it was $13." he says, well, get it. I said, well, man, I don't think I can. You know, no, I was just trying to save everything. But I did it, and I felt guilty the whole rest of the night because I spent $13 on
Food.
yeah, because I had the plastic Glad bags and was sticking the chicken breast down my pants, you know.
Imagine that. Medium 5 in the house. About time, man.
About time. He's been hiding.
At home. Forgot I had this on. Jeez.
He probably he was thinking about Friday at noon. That's all I could think about.
Yeah.
And then he's probably waiting for us to pick him up. To go
Opinion Haver said we all know each other here in this small town of California.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes was an intellectual property thief. Charles Alfred says.
Well, he just copied
Hammer.
He copied Thunderbolt Patterson, but
Yeah.
Thunderbolt was a good guy to copy because at one time Thunderbolt was like the junkyard dog of the South. He was over big time.
Look at this. We got Carl Honrahan, aka the Newfoundland Dragon. Look at that name, Rip. That's a new name, I think.
Have you wrestled in Newfoundland? If so, how was the rat?
Just let me read it. Have you wrestled in Newfoundland, Rip? If so, how are the rats?
No.
Yeah, there we
No,
go.
Newfoundland's above Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. For those of you who didn't major in geography, I made four tours and 4 summers in the Maritimes, but I never went to Newfoundland. Newfoundland, that's where Adrian Donis got killed in that wreck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was Wayne Ferris a stiff to work with?
Oh,
as someone-
hell no.
No.
Wayne
What
Ferris.
says as people say? Does everybody say that?
No, Wayne was Wayne didn't even touch you. No, who's ever saying that is saying that, as Ernie Ladd would say, he's saying that facetiously, Rogers. He's making fun of it because Honky's as loose as he's loose as a goose.
Kim Patera stories. Man, we got so many questions. We have to cut this off and get them back the next time. Everybody ask all these questions. We won't have any questions next week. Kim Patera stories, Rip? Ever do much with Kim Patera?
He was at that last convention I was at.
You wrestled him there?
No, he was there, and we were supposed to go to the ring and take a bunch of pictures, but I couldn't hardly walk, and I didn't want to go out I didn't want to go out in front of those fans limping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. But no, he's one of the premier athletes that was ever a professional wrestler. In the Olympics, world's strongest man. He was just jacked, athletic, and his dad was Jack Patera, who was one time NFL football coach for Seattle.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was years ago. But Ken Patera was just a super athlete, and he was a great heel too. He was a great heel, just jacked, stronger than shit.
I think we've talked about this, Frank. Bill Watts. Anybody try trying Bill Wyatt? I think he means Bill Watts, maybe not. Ever hear of any wrestlers trying Bill Wyatt toughness? Does he mean Bill Watts?
I don't know.
Did Rip ever wrestle Dr. Death?
Oh yeah,
Did
I
he?
wrestled Dr. Death in his hometown in Oklahoma City.
Did you beat him?
The first time he was, now here's what happened. Watts said, "You're with the doctor." I said, "I don't know what to do." So we got into a square off, a face down, right? I got in his face, talk shit. I slapped that motherfucker as hard as I fucking could. And I didn't tell him. And that motherfucker, I could see the fucking face, the hate, how he was going to destroy me. And I said, "Not yet, Doc." I slapped that son of a bitch again. And he's like running in place, but he ain't running. You can just see him just ready to destroy me. I said, "Not yet, Doc." So I went to hit him the third time, and he put his arm up, and I thought I broke my forearm. He hit me so hard. Then he paintbrushed me. Ba-boom, 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 and blood starts coming all out of my fucking mouth, right? So I'm fucking staggering. I got my fucking long silver robe on. I said, "Oklahoma stampede me right now, Doc." So he stampeded me, and I said, "Make the ref ring the bell." He fucking boom, 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 boom. The match took about 6 seconds or whatever. Then they carried me out.
Wow.
And I remember Watts bonused me. He goes, "That's how you get somebody over." I said, "Thank you very much, boss."
So what did Dr. Death say about any of it?
Oh, he said, "Nobody's ever done that to me." I said, I know. And look at the fucking reaction you got from that.
So he wasn't hot.
Oh, no.
That you slapped him?
No, he was just, I was scared to death of him.
Yeah, so you were scared to death of him, so you slapped him across the face.
Well, I had to do it.
Oh, that is awesome.
Because when he was slapping me, even though I was going with the flow, it was just blood city inside my mouth. But I knew Watts would like that.
That is great. Oh, man, that's good, man. Can you tell all of us new listeners like me how the Johnny Cougar video happened or any other cool Seymour, Indiana stories? Listen, man, we've got, if you go to our channel and Google Seymour, Indiana, we got episodes on Seymour. We got segments, episodes, everything else on Seymour, Indiana. But I will ask you this, because I think I missed one of them. How many videos have you been in? 2, right? Which ones?
Well, one of them, the Human Wheels video, was I did the live posing in back of Greg Ashcraft's house on Ewing Street.
In Seymour.
Yeah, in Seymour. The other thing was just me, a fat kid throwing snowballs at the camera, and I think it was Cherry Bomb or one. I get them mixed up.
Oh, that's right. You
whatever.
So they just.
Yeah.
How did he ever get that footage of you?
He asked for it. So all the people he knew growing up.
So he just asked you to get any footage?
Well, he didn't ask me. He asked my sister, I guess.
Oh, really?
And then they found some and they sent it to him. And then they sent him so much. He took, a couple seconds or whatever. And there's my fat little ass throwing snowballs at the thing. I think it was at my grandpa's house. That's such is life, baby. It don't get any better than that.
Human Wheels, is that the one you were posing where they came into Crossroads Gym and asked? Yeah,
that's when I was working out the gym. They come in to borrow they wanted to borrow some weights to pump up, right? And then Richard was there, his dad, and he asked me about being in the video. So I said, John said, you want to come on in, blah, blah, blah. He said, you got the free buffet. I said, pay me. He says, what? I said, pay me. All I want's $50 just to do it, because then I got over on him, right? So I made him pay me. He just fucking laughed. I had the buffet, took one take. I said, don't worry, you'll know what to do. He says, you're right, I will. So I just jumped up in there and started posing, and he cut it up to the music or whatever, and I was out of there. I was probably there 10 minutes.
So you think if we have Mellencamp on here that he'll make us pay him $50 just to get?
He'll probably make us pay 51
just to get even.
Probably
51.
He would. Yeah.
You think he'll come on the show? You got his number?
3 or 4 of them.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Ask him to come on here, your old buddy. Well,
I put pictures up on my Twitter I think it was last week of him on the varsity football team when Joe Szymanski come in as a new coach, because John was sort of a hood and he always had the cigarettes rolled up in his thing. But Coach Szymanski didn't care. He let John come out. So there was a picture of John in the first row with Rick Mousa, Stan Schreier, Rusty Kimmer, all the top stars. And then there's me in the front row too. I was a 155-pound sophomore.
Did he comment on it? Did he tweet about it?
John?
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
I thought that's where you're going with the story.
No.
Oh, yeah. I put a picture of him and he said something. No.
Didn't
put it over. What if he's on Twitter?
Probably not.
I was at the cardiologist side, 43 blood clots. Hey, welcome.
What happened?
Medium 5.
He's got blood clots too?
Yeah, he survived 43 of them.
Okay.
I did think of Friday, concrete. Yeah, well.
Concrete. What the hell, right?
Baby. BSK, 30 viewers and only 18 likes. Hit the like button. Yeah, we had 44 viewers on here a little bit ago, Rip. Hit that thumbs up on this thing, man.
Well, it's good for a Thursday at 3 o'clock.
That's the most we've ever had.
So, we got the opinion haver. He's plugging it.
Yeah.
I pushed
Frank smoking a blunt after work. We got some good Heavy D in the house. He's in green now too.
Oh, well, hell.
That's what I meant to do. I meant to write down. Dang it. I meant to write down all our
Heavy D's.
All our green people, man. I had them written down. I screenshotted it somewhere. I was going to read off the list today. Everybody in green, I apologize. I was going to put you over today. I was going to give you shout outs today. And really, it's Rip's job. He just didn't do it. But
well, I can't
we really appreciate everybody in green, all the members of the channel. You could be an original. You could be a hustler. I did put out the one-man gang video that nobody else got to see, but you guys, I'll get you some new shit out here too sometime.
Is that when you had a one-man gang? He'd pose for Playgirl and he had the little, he had the hand down there where the worm was at.
Indie Mania might be new. Rip, how many times can you say fuck without stopping?
1,357.
Rip doesn't cuss nothing like he used to. Go back to episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. Back when it was 120 F-bombs or GDs in like 30 seconds.
I thought I'd been rather
Yeah, you've been good.
rather good today. You
Huh.
know,
Hey, Rip, I bought your book, Popcorn Classics. Said he bought your book.
popcorn class. Okay, peace.
You know, do it. Let's camera. You're
Well,
down in
I'm
that
over
corner,
here.
you do
Well,
peace,
well, I
see
can't
anything.
see. Oh, there's up
You
there.
sit up.
Medium 4, medium 5, and all the top stars.
Oh, Beard Mania. He's funny. He says, I knew a guy named Seymour Butts. That's cool.
Well, then there was a guy named let's see. Then they wrote the book Antlers in the Tree Top by Who Goose the Moose. Yeah,
28 likes now. Media M5 said
on
John had a
fire.
big hammer. Frank
Wait,
knows. He
Who
knows
had
his
the big
board.
hammer?
John Mellencamp, according to Frank. Frank knows everything sex.
No, he just
everything sex.
he
Frank knows.
he had the pubes trimmed close to
Yeah.
give it the illusion of length. He had above average length and not much girth, but what the hell? He never hurt nobody.
Best food to eat while on the road?
Hey, Pops is here. Ben
Pops,
Hammer.
Ben Hammer
What's
is
it
in the
say?
house.
Well,
Million
congratulations
views.
on.
Proud of you guys. Hey, Pops, I don't know if you're still on here, but you know, since you did make it here, just in case Ben Hameen's still in here, congratulate us on 1 million views, Rip. 1 million views, baby. We're over 5,000 subscribers. 1 million views. I mean, this thing is worldwide.
And we started with how many subscribers?
Started with 4. But since Ben Hameen made an appearance on here in the chat,
I'm glad you got that picture of that bald head right there.
great.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Look at Ben Hameen, baby.
There's Eugene.
Oh!
The dreaded kitty slap.
Oh, look at the cell down there.
Was that Muncie?
No, that was Seymour. That was why Grant Graves was there.
Oh, I thought he just might have drove to
He
Muncie.
drove to Muncie, yeah, to watch
What the hell,
me
right?
and Ben Hameen. Yeah.
Well, you guys were on fire.
on fire. How about that? How about that, Ben Hameen? Thanks for the shout out though. Pinion Haver, 6-month guys said, oh yeah, that's right. So on the members,
Uh-huh.
I changed all the emojis. So now they're little wrestling figures instead of like Manny the Weasel Valverde. It used to when you join a membership, you got a picture. Your logo was Manny the Weasel Valverde.
With the hot dogs on his neck.
Yeah.
Hey, you know he's lost a lot of weight now.
Yeah, he's really cutting down. And then
Well, that's what he told us.
and then like the 6-month one that lasted for like 6 months was a picture of me in a vest. So then a
Okay.
couple pictures of you. So I went and bought these like little emoji logos. And it's like The Rock and Stone Cold and Mick Foley and The Undertaker and Ric Flair. So they got cool little badges now, they call them.
Okay.
So do you think that's better, or should we have left it as T Weasel? I just figured that people he had his always glass shirt on. So when people signed up to become a member,
So
next to
that was
their name-
that was the picture where he wasn't smiling, right?
yeah,
Just
next
sitting
to-
there looking like a
next to their
dork.
name was Manny the Weasel.
And I think that would be like, I mean, if you
Uh,
saved that for like 50 years, that might be worth like $1 million. It might not, but you know,
Don't care about the shadows. Just like to see. We got shadows. What the hell, man? Lighting's not good today. So what? We don't care. We're not pros here, are we, Rip?
no, we're not even amateurs.
We're not even amateurs. I mean, we're lucky to be here.
Yeah.
Did you watch the show last week? We're in the back of a car, in and out of service. Calvin in the house. Love the content. Wingman. Yeah, Ben Hameen, everything. Kenny Bolin, we've talked about him a million times. Biggest announcer ever got the book last. Hey, Heavy D got the book, Rip. Give him a peace sign.
Peace. There.
Ben Hameen's tits are still hurting.
Yeah. Okay.
Other than Ric Flair, who had the best robes in wrestling?
That's a good question. Probably Adrian Street.
Yeah.
Adrian had all kinds of different things. I think Flair had probably like 5 or 6 major robes. And then at one time, Randy had a bunch of robes. But Randy didn't carry. Flair was like a dignified wrestler.
Yeah.
And Randy was fucking nuts. And I always liked the nuts. But Adrian had great costumes.
All right, hour 30. We're out here, Rip. We're out here. Like, subscribe, smash, share all this shit. Keep doing everything you're doing. Buy Rip's book. Buy the T-shirt. Become a member. Whatever you want to do. Get you an autographed picture. What else can they do, Rip?
Hey, we'll see you Friday and Saturday in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Hilton. And Dylan Hines bringing me and Romer in.
Just go ahead and give
What
me your
the fuck?
hotel room number, too, while you're at it. I'll be at the Hilton, room number 39. Here's my phone number. Anything else, Rip?
My boy.
Love the show, guys. Hey, thanks for everybody being on here, man.
This is the greatest show in many months.
Thursday show.
And we started with 4 members.
In a long time.
Four
5,000.
members. It's like totally and the four horsemen.
the
We're
four
the
members.
4 members of the fucking. There's music.
Get the head bob in. Starcade, baby.
Starcade. Where was Starcade today?
Starcade. I don't. Right here. Them.
I wanted to see where they would talk real fast. And
We're gonna do that. We're actually gonna record that for the 10th time once we get off here.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah, that's it.